Happy Halloween! Hope you're enjoying Halloween, or that you enjoy your Halloween, or that you get awesome candy. Yeah, awesome candy, depending on when this video will go up. But either way, Happy Halloween! As you can see, I'm dressed as an evil. Wearing my little halo on top, like Goku from Dragon Ball Z. You guys ever watch it? Sorry, I called you Cuties. I guess messed up. I called Cuties for my gaming channel. I'm sorry. But anyways, yeah, you can see my halo. It's like when Goku dies in the Dragon Ball Z show. He has his little halo. Just kidding. But this one has like feathers. It looks like feathers. It looks like a bird's nest actually. But the wings look cool though. I like the wings. I got a lot of feathers in the bottom. Like that was But yeah, it's freezing cold. That's the only thing I don't like about Halloween falling on the 31st because it's very cold outside. Let's get ready today. And also, as my bottoms, I'm wearing tutu. I like tutu, so it's so cute. I'm cold though. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to think what else was I going to tell you guys. Oh, that's right. So, today, as a special Halloween story, I'll be telling you two spooky stories, that will be super scary. Well, I don't know if they'll be super scary, but they're spooky. They're Halloween. Like, the first one is called Bloody Mary, as a lot of you have heard. Bloody Mary. It's a retold story. And the second story is going to be about, it's called the story about being buried alive. It's from this website or whatever that sounds, that has like different stories. It's new. That's different stories, 3 different stories that you can read online. I think they're like original or whatever. And I'll put the description on the website down below. And yeah, let's get spooked. I'm gonna spook you out today. I'm just kidding. I don't know, they're not that scary, but they're kind of spooky. I had a dyslexic moment right there. Scooby. No, Scooby-Doo. No, right. So anyways, You will get scared. Okay, enough chatter, Kaylee. Let's go. Alright, so here we are. I had to start the recording over because I keep messing up. Sorry guys. I keep just messing up by accident, and I accidentally keep pressing the stop button. But I try not to mess up again because I tend to stutter, and I'm a perfectionist. So every time I stutter, I want to have to restart. Alright, so here's the story. This one down here. Not this one, this one. The one about being buried alive. And the website, I'm not sure if I said it in the intro, but the website is called Lights Out Please or Lights Off Please. And it looks like they have like a Kickstarter or thing that you can donate or whatever, but here they're free. These are the free stories. They got more. It's pretty interesting because it's kind of like an interactive story. You interact, as you press, then they have like a highlighted thing that you press and it takes you downwards to the other part of the story. So here we go about the story. It's not supposed. I don't think it's scary, but it's kind of eerie and scary are 2 different things. All right. So let's start reading this thingamajiggy. I've always loved cemeteries. When I was younger, I'd take the long way home from school to sit under the tree by my favorite gravestone and read or do homework. Sometimes I get to watch the plots be filled in. That's the part I like the best. It's like the gravediggers were tucking the men into bed. Except they didn't have to wake them up in the morning. I was sure it was the most important job in the world. It was a safe and peaceful place. I was by myself, but never alone. That's bad grammar right there. Sorry. I'm a grammar Nazi. My mother disapproved. Of course you're always sad if all you do is engage in such grave business. Get it, that's supposed to be a pun. Spend more time up with your friends, normal things, just to be happy. The irony was lost on her, as was her pun. I work in a cemetery now, as a grave digger. Some people say it's morbid. I feel morbidly curious. Most people just don't want to talk about them. I certainly not something we discuss family dinners. You know, polite company. My cousin once asked if people were if people ever really get buried alive. My uncle cut me off, responding with all the authority of someone who's been on the internet once or twice. We have systems in place to help those people. There are those bells set up above ground attached to a cord inside the coffin for exactly that purpose. If anyone really needed help, all they would have to do is ask. My mother shuddered and changed the subject. It's all just so gauche. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce that word. Let's talk about something more pleasant, shall we? I don't know. I've been for this for years now, and I've never seen it happen. I used to think about it sometimes while I'd fill in the graves. And yeah, sure, if you ignore all the preventative steps that could have been taken before the person was put in the ground, or the fact that none of these systems actually consider providing them with air, the safety precautions are enough. But the truth is, if someone really was ever buried alive, we'd probably never realize it. Chances are they would run out of oxygen long before anyone heard the bell. After a while, I just stopped thinking about it. Yet now here I am, staring at this stupid bell, resenting it, for bringing up memories and allowing the outside world to infiltrate my work, my safe haven. It's one of those bright and sunny days that people love so much, but the sun feels so hostile, and gravity is trying to pull the limbs from my torso. Sometimes simply just existing is exhausting. The grave beside the bell is open, and there's an empty coffin smiling at me invitingly. That's not a good idea. I have the overpowering desire to see, after all this time, what it's actually like down there. Not sure why, the body must have been exhumed during the night shift or something. It's one of those brightness. Oh, I read that again. My shift is almost over, and I know I won't be missed, so I slip down and close the lid over me. The reprieve from the world is beautiful. The reprieve from the world is beautiful. There's just silence. Slowly, lightly, it starts to rain. The sound is comforting, know that that while I'm here, nothing can get to me. But the air is getting thinner, and I suppose I can't stay in here forever. Except the lid doesn't budge. Fuck, that's not rain. What I'm actually hearing is the sound most familiar to me in the world. The rhythmic beat that has scored my entire life, indistinguishable from my own pulse. The sound of dirt hitting wood. I push harder at the lid and my arms give out. I try with my legs but nothing is working. I'm not strong enough to save my cell. My breathing becomes shallow and rapid as shovelful after shovelful of dirt over me. Faster now sounds like the yoke as the moment grows higher. Clot my face, the walls, the lid, my stomach. Blood is running everywhere and my fingers are scraped down to the bone. I know I'm still alive because it hurts so much. Each thump of earth reminds me of another task I ended up doing, another person who's concerned for me, another thing I should have been grateful for. I scream so loudly, so uncomfortably that I'm sure I must be turning inside out. I do so for an eternity. I can't remember what it was like to ever not be screaming. But the people up there don't notice. The world keeps falling in on me. All you have to do is ask for help. I feel for the string of the bell by myself. My face. I feel for the string of the bell by myself. Blah. I feel for the string of the bell by my face. Blah. I feel for the string of the bell by my face. All I have to do is pull it. Blah. Just ring the bell and go back to living. But it would be so much easier to just be dead. I'm out of air. My lungs turn into claws and they're tearing their way through my chest. Just choose to be happy. And finally, I do. I let go of the string and smile. Okay, so here's the story that I'm gonna read to you. The second story, the last one was kind of a bit long, it was like 7 minutes long. So here we are on the next one. This one is Bloody Mary. I don't think it's the original Bloody Mary, but it's a retold story, so I don't know if it might be the original one. It might be, but I'm not sure. Alright. And I also got it from, it was an excerpted from Spooky, Pennsylvania, retold by S.E. Schlosser. I think that's the author's name. And I got it from the website AmericanFolklore.net. So I don't know, I just found it. In it. Alright, so let's go. So we start with Bloody Mary. She lived in the forest in a tiny cottage and sold herbal remedies for a living. Folks living in the town nearby called her Bloody Mary and said she was a witch. None dare cross the old crone for fear that their cows would go dry. Their food stores rot away before winter. Their children take sick of fever or any number of terrible things that an angry witch could do to her neighbors. Then the little girls in the village began to disappear, one by one. No one could find out where they had gone. Grief-stricken families searched the woods, the local buildings, and all the houses and barns. But there was no sign of the missing girls. A few brave souls even went to Bloody Mary's home in the woods to see if the witch had taken the girls. But she denied any knowledge of the disappearances. Still, it was noticed that her haggard appearance had changed. She looked younger, more attractive. The neighbors were suspicious, but they could find no proof that the witch had taken their young ones. Then came the night when the daughter of the miller rose from her bed and walked outside, following an enchanted sound no one else could hear. The miller's wife had a toothache and was sitting up in the kitchen treating the tooth with an herbal remedy. When her daughter left the house, she screamed for her husband and followed the girl out of the door. The miller came running in his nightshirt. Together they tried to restrain the girl, but she kept breaking away from them and heading out of town. The desperate cries of the miller and his wife woke the neighbors. They came to assist the frantic couple. Suddenly, a sharp-eyed farmer gave a shout and pointed towards a strange light at the edge of the woods. A few townsmen followed him out into the field and saw Bloody Mary standing beside a large oak tree, holding a magic wand that was pointing towards the miller's house. She was glowing with an unearthly light as she set her evil spell upon the miller's daughter. The townsmen grabbed their guns and their pitchforks and ran toward the witch. When she heard the commotion, Bloody Mary broke off her spell and fled back into the woods. The far-sighted farmer had loaded his gun with silver bullets in case the witch ever came to after his daughter. Now he took him and shot at her. The bullet hit Bloody Mary in the hip, and she fell to the ground. The angry townsman leaped upon her and carried her back into the field. where they built a huge bonfire and burned her at the stake. As she burned, Bloody Mary screamed a curse at the villagers. If anyone mentioned her name aloud before a mirror, she would send her spirit to revenge herself upon them for her terrible death. When she was dead, the villagers went to the house in the wood and found the unmarked graves of the little girls the evil witch had murdered. He had used their blood to make her young again. From that day to this, any foolish enough to chant Bloody Mary's name 3 times before a darkened mirror will summon the vengeful spirit of the witch. It is said that she will tear their bodies to pieces and rip their souls from their mutilated bodies. The souls of these unfortunate ones will burn in torment as Bloody Mary once was burnt, and they will be trapped there forever in the mirror. Okay, guys, so surprise! Here's the last story. I added a third story as a surprise. Happy Halloween! No, I'm just kidding. I know it's just a story, but it's a story from one of my favorite classic authors, Edgar Allan Poe, and the story that I'll be reading is also one of my favorite stories from his tales that he wrote, The Raven, and of course, since I'm from Baltimore, and Edgar Allan Poe, I can't remember, and I'm sorry, you may call me dumb or not, but I think Edgar Allan Poe was from Baltimore. He lived in Baltimore. He died in Baltimore. Something like that. But anyways, that's what I'll be reading as the last story, as a surprise. Alright, so anyways, let's get this started. And hopefully I don't screw up because I've been recording over and over and over because I screw up. I get nervous and start stuttering. Alright, so here we go. Once upon a time, a midnight dreary, while I ponder weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as some of one gently rapping on my chamber door. 'Tis some visitor. I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember it was the bleak of December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished in tomorrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden, whom the angel named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And silk and sad uncertainty, certain rustling of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, 'tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, said I, or madame, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping on my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door, darkness there and nothing more. Deep into the darkness, peering long I stood there wandering, fearing doubt and dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, in the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. This I whispered, and echo murmured back the word Lenore. Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within my burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Lattice, I don't know how to pronounce it. Let me see then what threat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter in there stepped a stately raven of saintly days of yore, not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or yet stayed he, but with mane of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling. By the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, though thy crest be shorn and shaven thou, I said, art sure no craven, glassy grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is in the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the ravens nevermore. Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse of so faintly, though its answer little meaning, little relevance bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in the last in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Oh, their friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled as at the stillness broken by replies so abruptly spoken, doubtless said I, what at others it is its only stock and store caught from some unhappy master, whom a merciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope at that melancholy burden bore of nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to Lincoln, fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. 'Tis I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burnt into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining, in the lamp light gloating o'er, but whose velvet violet lining in the lamp light gloating o'er she shall press nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unclear censer, swung by seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled in on the tufted floor. Wretched, I cried, thy God hath lent to thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, this kind of nepenthe, and forgot this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest, tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still of if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by the God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if, within the distant Aden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word or our sign of parting, bird or fiend. I shrieked, upstarting, get thee back into the tempest and night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quiet the bust above my door. Take thy break from out my heart, and take the form of my door from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Balas just above my chamber, and his eyes have all the seeming of demons that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Word, Edgar Allan Poe, the original rapper. Bam! Sorry, just kidding. Alright. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this surprise. I was so happy I read this, guys. I was so happy. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed his stories. As you can see, for a long time, got rid of my... Oh, didn't get rid of it, just to get up a little bit. It was getting itchy and stuff like that. So, yeah. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you think it's worth sharing with your friends or whatever, or anybody else because you think they'll like it, then share it. Or if you want to see more, please subscribe. It'll be great. It'll help me. But yeah, happy Halloween. Hope you all enjoyed your Halloween. Depending on when this goes up again. And yeah, I mean, the stories weren't probably spooky, but they had the Halloween spirit, I guess, I suppose. And I hope you liked that last surprise story by from Edgar Allan Poe that I put in there. I tricked you. I thought I was only gonna put 2, but I tricked you. But anyways, yeah, as always, remember to stay beautiful, cute, sexy, pretty, hot, all that other stuff. Remember to always be yourself. Tell me all the stories you think you should be. If they do, just fuck off. That's not who I am. This is who I will be, and you can't do anything about it. So fuck you. And before I end the episode, please let me know in the comments down below what your costume was today, or what your favorite Halloween costume has been since you started going trick or treating, or whatever, or dressing up for parties or whatever. Or tell me what you would like to be dressed as for next Halloween. Even though I know it's a year and it's already been passed. So just let me know down in the comments below about your costume experience, or whatever. So anyways, thank you, cuties. Thank you guys. Sorry, I keep calling you cuties. I mean, guys, cuties. I call my if you watch my gaming channel. But anyways, yeah, you guys are amazing. Love you. Bye. Wink. Boop.
Begin where it ends, and to begin, knock on that door.